Did you know that a very powerful kind of psychological control and manipulation is psychological abuse directed on narcissists? The inclination of victims to withdraw and isolate oneself from others is among the most concerning results. Here's the reason this occurs. Often used as a coping strategy for the trauma of narcissistic abuse, isolation becomes imagine wanting a vacation from uncertainties and intense feelings. For victims, withdrawing might provide a fleeting sense of control and security among the upheaval they have gone through. Knowing these factors helps one to explain why victims sometimes desire solitude. It underlines how important help, affirmation, and sympathetic understanding are on their road to rehabilitation and healing. Helping them feel safe enough to reconnect with others and reconstruct their life can depend much on a supportive surroundings. It's about being patient and sympathetic as they negotiate their road towards recovery and regaining of serenity and stability. Common results of narcissistic abuse are a loss of trust. Imagine feeling as though nobody around you is someone you could rely on. Often finding it difficult to believe in others again, victims may worry about being dominated, ignored, or criticized once more. Their dread can cause them to completely retreat from social events. Ignoring people turns into a means of self-defense. It is about attempting to stop more suffering, not only about feeling wounded. For them, this seclusion can be rather difficult. They may start to feel lonely or misinterpreted. Restoring confidence calls both time and patience. Little actions can have a significant impact. For example, getting therapy or talking to encouraging friends will assist. Supporting someone else through this process depends on an awareness of it. Their sense of security can be restored in great part by validation and empathy. Victims of narcissistic abuse may find it difficult to distinguish between abusive and good relationships. To better understand this, consider not knowing who you could rely on or trust. It is difficult for victims sometimes to tell real compassion from deception. This ambiguity can cause them to withdraw as a defensive action. It's about wanting stability and safety, not only about dodging negative connections. This seclusion can seem like a crucial step towards avoiding past mistakes. They could be afraid of going into another violent relationship or of pain once more. Crucially, they should be taught about reasonable limits and warning signs in partnerships. A lot of difference can be made if one helps children to trust their intuition and ask for help from reliable people. It's about pointing people in the direction of creating nurturing, helpful relationships instead of destructive ones. Common worry among victims of narcissistic abuse is one of consequences. Imagine feeling as though you cannot get aid without running afoul of repercussions. Often using threats or trickery, abusers of this kind keep victims silent. Should they speak out, they may even disseminate falsehoods or rumors meant to discredit them. To guard against more damage, victims driven by this dread may withdraw from society. It's about keeping safe from possible reprisal, not alone about avoiding conflict. Sometimes this seclusion feels like the only way a person might keep control over their own life. Given these dangers, they may feel helpless or imprisoned. Helping people feel safe enough to seek treatment depends mostly on creating a secure surroundings and supporting them free from judgment. It's about arming them to recover their sense of safety and autonomy and escape the cycle of anxiety. Imagine feeling as though everything that transpired is somehow your responsibility. Often humiliated about what they have gone through, victims blame themselves. This humiliation may cause them to believe they are unworthy of affection or interaction with other people. It is about feeling undeserving of compassion, not alone about feeling horrible. Their sense of self-worth may be quite compromised by this self-blame. To escape these emotions, people could cut off from relationships. Their healing depends on a rebuilding of self-esteem. One might help by motivating them to question these unfavorable ideas and confirm their worth. It's about showing them they deserve empathy and understanding, not guilt or shame. Often, narcissistic abuse slowly undermines a victim's sense of self-worth and identity. Imagine thinking you have lost contact with your true self. Often struggling to see their own importance, victims may withdraw from others on this rediscovery journey. It's about recovering their sense of identity outside the violent relationship, not only about feeling lost. One can find healing and introspection time in this solitude. They could take time to recover their self-esteem and see their value independent of the abuser's influence. It is absolutely vital to help them on their path of self-discovery. Giving them support and encouraging self-reflection will assist them to get confidence and direction once more. It's about guiding people towards a stronger, better self-image by means of reconnection with their actual selves. Imagine waking up one day, for example, without knowing the person staring back at you in the mirror. Those subjected to narcissistic abuse sometimes feel this extreme loss of self-worth and identity. Feeling cut off from their actual selves, individuals could find it difficult to remember their own value. They might therefore withdraw from others as they negotiate this road of rediscovery. It's not only about feeling lost, it's also about recovering a sense of identity free from the definition of the abusive relationship. This time of solitude can be one for great healing and introspection. They require room to recover their self-esteem and find value outside of their abuser's influence. It's absolutely vital to help them through this process. Giving them support and encouraging self-reflection will assist them to recover confidence and discover fresh direction. It's ultimately about helping them to rediscover their real selves and foster a stronger, better self-image. One more major effect of narcissistic abuse is emotional tiredness. Imagine having your emotions under continual manipulation. Because of all the mind tricks, victims sometimes wonder their own reality and find themselves emotionally and psychologically tired. Their energy is depleted by this continuous turbulence. To manage, they could withdraw from people to refuel and protect their emotional well-being. It's about conserving whatever little strength they have left, not only about tiredness. This solitude can seem like a required getaway from the turmoil. More than anything else, they may want is calm and consistency. Supporting their need for solitude depends on knowing it exists. Making a world of difference can start with supporting self-care and providing a listening ear. It's about guiding them towards inner calm and backtracking from emotional strength loss. Imagine, for example, if you are always in a state when your sense of reality is continuously questioned and your emotions are under control is influenced. This continuous emotional upheaval wears you out both emotionally and practically. You are exhausted and you really need a break to guard your emotional health. You so decide to distance yourself from people in search of isolation in order to recover some inner calm. This is about conserving whatever strength you have left, not only about tiredness. In this solitude, you long for consistency and a break from the anarchy that has engulfed you. For people helping you, knowing this desire for isolation becomes really vital. By pushing self-care and providing a motivating presence, they can really change things. In the end, it's about guiding you towards rediscovering inner peace and rebuilding emotional resilience. Have you found solitude? Tell me in the space provided for comments below.